And press record. Okay, everyone, welcome to our very first edition of our online tutorial series, our very first one starting Ina Nagaytseva, who is going to be demoing demystifying water. Now, water is a very difficult thing to paint for a lot of people, and she's a pro at it. So we figured she's going to feature a water scene in which she's going to show you some techniques to get around that and how to tackle that sort of a subject. Now, there were some questions earlier. It's going to be 2 hours. We're going to have this online on our YouTube channel later on. This is the first out of 3 episodes of this tutorial she's going to give to us. The next 2 are next week, so you'll have some time to practice your new learned methods and get ready for the next 2 ones coming out next week. So let's just make sure we have everyone here. Angela M. joining us now. Okay. All right. Very pleased that we have such a full house. So many people tuning in to this first of many to come. What we'll do is we'll have a rotating group of our top members who will do demos based on their strengths. So many more to come. Stay tuned for more information on that. So we're very pleased that this first edition featuring Ina Nagaytseva has been so popular and so much demand and so many people joining this online Zoom meeting. So we were recording, and I think we've got most of our people here. So Ina, do you want to take it away from here?
Yes, if everyone ready, I'm ready.
Everybody ready? So you can you can paint along with her. You don't have to. If you have your supplies ready, then it's recommended. If not, you're happy to just watch along, see how it goes, and just enjoy and learn something about demystifying the painting of watercolor in watercolor. Okay, I'm gonna make her the spotlight. So there you go, Ina.
Okay, one moment. I have too many techniques here. Okay, first of all, hello everyone, and thank you for this great opportunity. I'm really happy to be here with you today. I'm in my studio in Calgary in downtown now. It is 6 p.m. It is sunny outside, but we will paint a cold seascape today with a red sailboat and some icebergs. First of all, I want to ask everyone if it's possible to turn off your microphones, okay? And if you will have any questions while I will painting, it is better to write them in the chat. I can read them after I finish and will give you all the answers, okay? So Ian, if it's possible, can you change the view?
To the view, yeah. I've also made you co-host just in case if you need to do it yourself. So you have that option. But I'll do it right now for you.
Thank you.
I've got 2. Do you want 2 or do you want the 1?
Yeah, better 1.
Just the 1,
if
okay.
it's possible.
Just a sec. There we go.
Thank you. Okay. You should have the reference for today's class. First of all, I will explain some techniques, how to draw sailboats in right positions with good proportions. After, I will talk a little bit about supplies, and then I will paint it. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about sailboats. They are all the time very different. Some of them are big, some of them are small, some of them have tall mast, some of them have short mast. And how to exactly draw the sailboat right. Of course, depends on the position. Sailboats have different kind of shapes. If we're talking about when we see the sailboat in the, I don't know, it is profile or how it is called. We see in like this. We have some mast. We have.
I don't want to.
We have sometimes full sails. Here should be front sail. Here is the bomb with the mainsail. Sometimes they can have more sails, more masts, but we will not talk about it. We will talk about the most simple, the most popular sailboat shapes. So typically, I'm doing the measuring of sailboats with my pencil. I'm measuring this side, and then I'm measuring how long should be the mast, depends on this, and then I'm drawing the mast. Sometimes the masts can be really high. Sometimes they can be shorter, like this. But typically, they are 1.5 of this size, plus minus. Also, what else we should remember about sailboat? All the sailboats have the shape, the volume. These sides are not flat. It is a big mistake to, especially if we have a white sailboat, it's a big mistake to leave this side just white and that's it, not adding more. The main shape and the main shadow here is on the bottom. So typically, the top of this part is lighter, and while we go down, we begin to have the shadow, and here we have the darkest shadows, and typically here is the dark line, the line between boat and water when they meeting together. Let's pretend we have some sailboat here. We have some reflection on water of the sailboat. Here are some waves. And sails. If we have white sails, they cannot be flat too. They also have some shadows, some highlights. Typically, we have shadows here. We have few of them here and here. If we have a reflection, depends on the light, a reflection should be darker than your sailboat. It is not all the time, but mostly the reflection is darker. And here we have some waves, for example. But it is all the time important to have these shadows. Shadow on the bottom of the sailboat, because if you will not have this, you will not have a volume. You will not show the main shape of the boat. Sometimes they go like this. For example, this is a little different shape, but again, we will have the shadow on the bottom here, some light shadows there, and the darkest closer to water. And the same for reflection here. Okay, something like that. So this is the main things about sailboat, how to show them realistic, how to show the volume and the shadows. If we're talking about white colors on sailboats, I'm typically using some mix of cadmium orange and ultramarine blue or cobalt for showing the shadows. The darkest shadows typically the coldest, so in this case, I'm just putting more cobalt or ultramarine. But for the lighter parts, I'm using a lot of water with more orange. But again, it depends on the light. Today we have a red sailboat. I will open my reference. We have a red sailboat. It is tall, and I will show you. Here is the main shape of this boat. Here we have some white stuff. We have a mast. I will measure on the picture first. 1, 2. So 2. Little less than 2. Something like this. Here should be a mast. We have some sail in the cover here. And if you will take a look on the reference, one moment, you can see that this part, we have sunlight goes from the right side. This part is the lightest part. Here is the shadow. We have some medium shadow here, but this one is really, really dark. And here is the reflection. Reflection is not too visible on this reference, but if we are pretending, this part will be real dark. This one will be lighter. And this part also is dark because this one in the shadow. This have no light. So something like this. Okay. So this is the basic stuff about how to draw sailboats and how to understand how to show their shapes and shadows. Now about supplies I'm using today. I have arches, 140 lb cold press. The size is 12 and 16. I will use these colors. You can use any red you have. If your red color is too cold, you can mix it with a little bit of orange and it will become more warmer in the situation. I will use a cadmium red medium. You can use any red you have. Also, I will use cerulean blue, but again, it is not necessary to use it. You can use ultramarine, that will work too. For water, I will add some indantron blue. For darkest parts and for details, I'm using a neutral tint, and I have some titanium white for white details, but we will see if I will use it. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors, 2 different blues, red, dark, and white. Brushes. I will use, I guess, this 3. Flat for big washes for filling the water. Medium with a sharp tip for medium strokes, and the smallest one is for details. All brushes I'm using today are from Silver Brush, and all of them are black velvet. I love them because they take a lot of water, a lot of paints in the meantime, because here is a mix of squirrel and synthetic. And for me, in this case, they really the best. I'm wetting the brushes all the time before I start to paint. The same for paints. And I have pencil, I have eraser, so actually we can start to draw. I will fix my paper with a paper tape. Because we have a tall sailboat, I will I will use less size of paper, maybe like this. So I will put a paper. Okay. And we'll put this one somewhere here. And the second one here. So yes, in this case, my painting will be not too white. Oh, I cut it like this. Okay, so we're starting from the pencil drawing. The most important thing here to make the sailboat, to draw it, and to show the horizon line between ice and water. And that's it. I will not show the mountains. I will not show the shapes. I will do it with my brush later. So first of all, I need to understand the size of my board. I'm marking it first, the main shape here. And I remember there should be almost two sizes vertical. 1, 2, perfect. We have the mast closer to the nose of the board, so I will first show the main shape. I'm not trying to copy everything I see typically, and about the shapes of board too. I'm just trying to show the sailboat. If it is will look a little different, I'm okay with that. And here we have a lot of stuff. We have people on the board. I will mark them. Windows. Some details here. I should fix this line. And we have a mast closer to the right side in our situation. And I'm not using the ruler. Of course, you can do it if you need it. I typically try to not use it. So here is the mast. We have some sail in cover. Here. And here is the bum. Goes up with the sail again. Some details. All the wires I will add later. I don't need them right now. I just need to understand and to draw the main shape. The rest we'll do with paint. Also, right now I can make the horizon here. We'll mark some kind of dark reflection here. And actually that's it. I don't need more pencil drawing. So just sailboat, horizon line, and that's it. Because we have a calm water, but well, actually it is not very calm, but we will show it like a calm water because we don't have sails up. All sails are closed. I believe they are on anchor. Yes, this is the anchor is right here. So we can show the water very calm without any waves, right? And I will start from the top. I'm going from the top to bottom. I'm starting from the sky. We'll create some texture for snow here, for mountains. You can see that I didn't draw anything for mountains because, you know, sometimes, typically I'm doing this, but sometimes paints goes down or I stop in earlier and I just hate when the pencil on the wrong spot. So better don't do this. Okay. So I'm starting with my big brush, wetting it. I will take my sponge for absorbing water and let's go. We have the sky. Sky is blue and the sky is lighter than the water. If you want, you can use colors with granulation, like cerulean or ultramarine. If don't, you can use cobalt, for example. Indentron blue is without granulation too, so it is all the time depends on you. But I like to put some granulation on sky, so I'm using the cerulean right now. And I will add a little bit of indentron blue to make the color more deep blue. I'm using a lot of water. You can see that I have a lot of water on my palette. And I'm beginning from the top. I'm covering my mast. I know it is supposed to be white, but I'm covering it. And I'm going down. And somewhere here, the mountains are begin. I'm cleaning my brush, squeezing some water. And first of all, I want to blend some edges here on the left. I'm taking more paints, using this side of the hair, and make some strokes for showing some mountain peaks. Yeah. Again, I clean my brush, adding just water. I'm leaving some white space somewhere, going around the main shape of sailboat, but I'm covering the people, I'm covering the mast. And now I'm taking smaller brush.
Reports of gunshots described to have been fired in his vicinity.
Who's turning on the microphone?
Officials in Palm Beach in Florida say it happened in the grounds of his golf course while he was playing. An AK-47 assault rifle has apparently been recovered, and a man is in custody while Tom Bateman is live in Washington with the very latest for us now. Tom, what more have you got?
Yes, guys,
what is
please
clear so far, Clive,
turn
is that this
off
happened
your
3 hours
microphones.
ago as Donald Trump was playing golf. He was said to be between holes at his private course on West Palm Beach in Florida.
I am so sorry, but there is someone with micro open. Can you just turn off, please? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm taking a smaller brush. I'm using neutral tint right now. And I will add some darker spots for the mountains on the right side here, for showing the texture a little bit. And I will take a little bit more blue for showing some shadows here. Color I will add here. It does not looks like, you know, like a reference, but I'm absolutely fine with it because I'm trying to not copy what I'm see. I'm looking on my paper and I'm trying to understand what I should add on paper. If it is too much color, I can clean my brush. And while paper is wet, I can erase some color. Like here, for example. Clean, squeeze, and erase. And I leave it for now. And we'll make the water. The water here is pretty simple. We just need to have the right brush and the right color. Again, I'm taking my flat brush. I'm taking indentron blue with cerulean a little bit. And I'm just doing a huge stroke with all hair. You can dry your brush and leave some dry strokes. That will work too. But try to not use a small brush because, as you can see, only a few strokes and we have water. But I want to make it more interesting. I'm taking a smaller brush, taking the same colors, but my brush is really dry right now. I don't have any water on it. And while my paper is wet, with horizontal moves, left, right, I'm adding some darker reflection under the board, and also I will show some texture of waves here. It is very important to make it with dry brush, because if your brush will be too wet and you will add more water on the space where you should have a water, actually, you will not have the enough bright and dark color. So it is really important to have a dry brush on wet surface. The left side should be darker. The right side should be little lighter. Something like this. Of course, if you want to have some highlights on the water, you can erase them. Well, better to have some flat brush for this. So clean brush, and you can lift it. Clean brush, dry it, and erase. But you need to understand where you can do it, because if it will be too wet, it will be not erased. And the same thing if it will be too dry. Especially it is difficult on arches paper. Bahong works much better for this. But if you have an experience, you can do it on any paper. Yeah, something like that. And the next step will be the board here. So as I told you, we have light red here, which goes into dark shadow on this side and on this side. We have also some light shadow here. I need to clean my brush from the glue. And first of all, I'm taking only red color without anything else. Lot of water, but not too much. And very, very bright color. It is important to have enough red on your brush, because red color is, when it is drying, it becomes more lighter. So try to put more paint on brush. And I'm starting from here. After, I'm beginning to add the blue into my red. I'm adding the shadow here. Going down. More blue. And going there. And again, more blue. And filling this part. Like this. I'm taking a smaller brush, and I need to make this bottom side more darker here. This begins to dry, so I'm not touching it right now. If I will need, I can add more color later, but it is important to not touch this right now, because we can ruin everything. But we can continue with shadows. I will put some blue with red under the board, and again I will make some kind of reflection on water here. Like this. When you're doing this stuff, when you feeling the body of the sailboat and doing the shadows, and in the meantime you're doing the line under the boat and going to reflection, it is better to do them together. In this case, it will look more interesting, more natural. Instead, you doing this first, wait until it is dry, then you're doing this, then you're doing this. Better to try make all this kind of stuff in one step. It will be much better and will look, yeah, more interesting. I will put some more reflection on the left. it's okay. I like it right now, so need to wait until this part will dry. In the meantime, I can see that my background is dried, so I can add some texture, more clear with the dry brush, more texture for this mountain on the right. So again, I'm typically using neutral tint. You can use Payne's gray, it's up to you, or black, lunar black, doesn't matter. Something dark with a small dry brush. I will make some texture, but try to not overdo it, because if it will be too much, we don't need too much details on the background. Just few strokes for texture here, here, and we have some kind of texture here. And I'm not sure about left part. I like how it looks like now, so I will not do anything on the left. But I want to show the shadow here. Just with blue I used before. And again, neutral, dry brush, some texture on the bottom. Also, we have some dark line between snow and water. I will show it too. Okay. Now, what's next? If you want to have a white mask, I can suggest to erase with the synthetic brush this part of the mask. I'm not using masking fluid because for me it is leading to hard edges. Sometimes we really don't need too hard. I prefer to use white gouache or white acrylic if I need to have some white. But in the meantime, we can erase something with synthetic brush. I have this kind of brush. It is synthetic. It is have some hard hair, which I like to use for erasing. And I weten it, squeeze, and begin to erase. Clean, dry, and erase. It will be not perfect white, but I'm okay with that. I don't need the perfect white here. So I will erase some parts, not all of them. I will erase the part where I want to have some highlights on the map. But again, it is not necessary because we can use white paints. Why not? Okay. And the next part is the detail. We will begin to add some details. Typically, when you paint a sailboat, we are artists, we are not sailors, right? And we cannot understand what exactly we see on these boards, because sometimes they have too many things on the board, and it's maybe difficult to understand what is it, what I'm watching. I cannot understand what I see. So I suggest to try to simplify all the things you see on the board for light and shadow. For example, here we have some light. Here we have some light. But this part and this part will be one shadow, one blue shadow. So I'm taking the small brush.
You got lucky.
And
Okay.
I begin to add the shadow here. I'm going around the space where I have white. I'm leaving it. And goes there. We have a bump here in shadow. Some part is in shadow, some part is on the light. So again, we can leave some spot for light or just add some white later. And in the meantime, I'm taking neutral and putting some dark here, because I know this spot should be dark. I'm not pretending to hyper-realistic sailboat with the details. I'm just trying to show that, guys, here is something on this board. We can make the windows. Windows here. And one moment, I need to make the reference more bigger. Okay. We have some people. Here is guy or lady. Here is the guy. This one have a dark jacket. I will put some neutral and red pants. So I'm using the red here. I leave it for now. I will add more details later. And here is the guy. I'm taking some mix of blue and red. Then I'm adding more blue and more neutral here. And again, I will leave it for drying. I'm blending some edges here, but without any detailing. I will add something later. Okay. We have a red cover here. Because it is on the light, I'm taking only red first. Red. Then I'm taking just neutral color and put it between the sail and the bump for showing the shadow. here. And also we'll make some strokes for showing more shadows on the bump. Okay, I will wait until everything will dry. I will take a look at chat if you have any questions. Okay. No, there is no questions. Okay, that's good. Okay. After drying, now I can see that this part in shadow should be more darker, because as we know, when watercolor drying, it becomes more lighter, and it is very visible right here. This part is supposed to be really, really darker. So I'm taking the red with indentation blue and a little bit of neutral tint. I like to use neutral tint for darkening any color. And I begin to add the shadows here. Shadow here. Oops. One moment. Okay. So shadow here. And a little bit more goes up. And now I need to blend it to smooth the edge here on the top. In the meantime, for example, if you have not enough red color, you can add it right now. While you're adding this shadow again. And shadow here. Clean my brush and blending the colors here. Taking more dark. And again, I'm adding very, very dark line under the board. Yeah, this is much better now. And in the meantime, we can add some more darker shadow on this side too, if it looks too light. Something like this. Yes. This area is drying. We can continue. I'm taking everything I have on my palette. I'm not adding any other colors. I can see that we have some stuff and shadow here, some light yellow. Maybe I will put it. Just taking yellow color and we'll add it here. but it is not necessary. The most important, if you're not showing this yellow stuff, you should put some shadow on this spot. Okay. Now we begin to add the details, the more clear details on sailboat. We have some red sail in cover here. We have mast. Mast have light and shadow again. The light goes from the right side, so the right side should be lighter than the left. In this case, I can just add some dark color on the left side, and after I can put some white or not, we will see. But maybe I will start from the red sail here. I'm not trying to make the perfect lines. They can be little wavy, not too much, but not just boring straight line, because this is a canvas. This is the rolled canvas. Should be different. I will turn my pointer. Right. And again, this have light and shadow, so you can put some more darker color on the left side of this roll. Something like this. Next is the mast. For mast, you can use blue color or neutral, doesn't matter. But I think I will use some blue here. I'm feeling only the left side of the mast to show in the shadow. I think I will turn my painting again, because for me it is not comfortable to paint such kind of stuff from the top to bottom. I'm typically turning horizontal and paint the line horizontal. And if it is too curvy, like in my case, I'm trying to fix it. I'm just making it a little wider. And we have some stuff on the top. Okay. The next part is details here. I'm just taking some dark color from my palette. And with the fast moves, I'm beginning to add the different lines I see on the board here. I can see some blue spot here, some kind of stuff here, here. I'm just pretending, I don't care actually what I'm trying to paint. I can see some red here inside. And let me open it. Because I cannot see all the details. Okay. We have some cover here in shadow. Some stuff here, here. And more here. I will make this guy in jacket. I will make his jacket more darker. And for this guy, I will show some shadows too. We have some dark line here. Goes again. I'm just taking this dark color from my palette. And making this dark line here. And also here. Okay. Now we need to put some lines here, here. There. And I don't like my mess now, but I will add more white later, not now. And now with the fast moves, I will add all the ropes here. When you're doing the ropes on the sailboat, oops, yes, everything is fine. When you're doing the ropes on sailboat, try to not make, again, clear, straight, boring lines like this. It is better to make some fast moves. Depends on your size. Sometimes typically I'm taking brush like this on the top, and I'm doing fast moves like, you know, see, I'm barely touching the paper. But should be drier brush. But the moves should be like this, very fast, very fast. And it's okay if you will miss some spots, if your lines will be not too straight. Better to make them like this. You see? That will look more natural, more realistic. So I'm starting to add the ropes here, here. Very fast. I'm not thinking what I'm doing. I'm just doing really fast moves for this. we have some vertical stuff here, some lines here, and some ropes go from the top to this part, like this. This is the best way to show in all this detail. It will look more natural, and in the meantime, more in watercolor style, right? But for example, if you have a grand ship, they have a lot of different kind of ropes. They have a ladder from the ropes. I'm doing like this, for example. I'm taking the brush, it is dry, and again with fast moves, I'm putting all the hair on paper and doing like this way. If we're talking about ladders from the road, this. This is simplifying your work, because boards have so many details, but we can make it in more simple way. Okay, so that's a really important thing about details on sailboard. Okay, let me see what else we have. We have some lane go there. We have some rope for anchor here, and we have some ladder. Ladder goes this way. I will put some dry brush strokes here, and we'll put some more darker details here. On the nose of the sailboat, and here. More ropes. Yeah, something like this. And we have some line here. It is depend on you. You can make it lighter, you can make it darker. It just doesn't matter. But I think I will make it lighter. I will use the white jelly pen, because this part is on the light. I want to show it. Like this. Okay, I will put with my pen some highlights on the ladder here. Okay, and now I need to put some details on the sail there. Again, I'm using my white jelly pen for this. You can use white paints instead of jelly pen. It really doesn't matter which you will use. Putting some highlights on the people. Also will show some details here on the dark spot. And mast, I want to fix it with the white, with titanium white. I'm just taking it from the tube. And I remember that I have the light on the right, so I put in the white color on the right side of the mask. The dry. Like this. And I can see right now that I need to fix this place on the left side. Also, we can put some white there. We can put a little bit of white on our red cover here. Put white here. But we should be careful with white color, because if it will be too much, we can overdo our work. So we can show some highlights on the ropes, because on the photo we have some white ropes, but because the sky is too light, better to make them darker, not white, not totally white, right? Okay. And you can also add some white on the water if you want. Maybe I will do it. Yes, maybe. Yeah. It is a risk, but I will take it. Not too much, because if it will be too much, we will ruin everything. We don't need to ruin our picture. And we have the name. We have the name of the boat. Let me do it. It is Aurora something, because this is a sailboat from Iceland, I believe, or Greenland, something like that. The sign is on, not on English, but I can put Aurora here. And I will try to write this Icelandic name too. R J F F P. Now I see that we have a flag. We have, yes, it should be Icelandic flag. So I will take the blue color. Blue. Red. Too wet? Oh yeah, better to wait until the blue color will dry. And let me see if I missed something. We have some rope here. We actually have a white sail on this spot. So again, I can take some white and just put some white here. Oops. White. Yeah, but you know, generally it is done. We don't need to add more details because you know the size is not too big, and everything looks right now. Everything looks perfect. I just need to wait until the flag will dry. So I will put some red and white color on it. Yes. But in the meantime, I can remove the paper tape. So yes, in this case, we painted the most simple water, tried to make everything in one two layer. The second layer is for details, for more deeper colors, but the first layer is for all the main stuff like a background, like a main color of water. I'm typically trying to do everything in one layer for fill in all the space, and if I have a lot of water stuff, I'm trying to make the waves too. Sometimes I don't have a success with it because in Calgary is a very dry weather and the paper drying really fast. So in this case, I can add waves in second layer, but I prefer to make it in one layer, water especially, and then some details in second layer. Because in this case, I'm not trying to make a hyper-realistic waves, for example. I'm not trying to show all highlights, all the moves. I'm just want to show people the general vision of water in a more simple way. When you're trying to do it hyper-realistic, it can take too much time. For example, like doing like Julia Burminova. She's doing everything in one layer, but she paint every wave. I like her style, but I'm not ready to paint all the waves separately. And in this case, I prefer to make everything fast. Like, you know, I'm feeling like this one, so I will do this. I will never go back to this painting. I will never start again. I just have 1 hour and I want to show the water and the waves in 1 hour, and that's it. I don't need much more time. Okay, I will take some red for adding on the flag. And also this flag have white. So I will add white color too. Like this. And as you can see, I'm not using too many colors. I used only 4. Yeah, two different blue, one red, and one dark. And I will show you closer everything. So, yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay, it was fast because I typically paint everything very fast. But I tried my best to make it a little longer than I'm typically doing. Okay, I see question. What paper did you use? I used Arches from the blog. It is called Press 140 LB. In Calgary, it is very difficult to find a good paper. Arches is the most popular here, so I'm using this one. Yes. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. We still have time. Any questions about anything? I will answer.
So we're able to access this video because tonight I just watched, but I would like to try to paint. So we can go on the IWS website to access it?
On this question, better Ian will answer you. I'm not sure about it.
Our YouTube channel, our IWS YouTube channel. We'll send out a mailing when it's up.
Okay, and how long would the video be available for us to work on?
Oh, as long as you need. We won't take it down anytime soon.
Okay, like
I do have some
weeks,
technical
months?
Yeah, weeks, months, years.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions? More questions? No?
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ina. I
Okay.
had technical difficulties at the beginning, sorry. You can't hear me. Okay.
So as we mentioned early on, this is our, we're very pleased with the response to this new concept of having some of our prominent members display some of their, tricks and techniques to achieving the success they have in their paintings. And Ina has done a very good job here. And yes, we'll have this up on our YouTube channel. This session has been recorded. There's 2 more episodes coming up next week, the 21st, 22nd, I believe. And
Yes.
yeah, 21st, 22nd. So we'll continue with this theme as her strength is certainly with water. Also, for those in the Calgary area, in just a few weeks, September 3rd and 4th, correct?
Yes, it
Fourth and
is
fifth?
beginning September 3rd, but we have an opening reception in October 4th and 5th.
Yeah, October 4th and 5th in Calgary. There's stuff up on that on the IWS Canada website, iwscanada.ca, in the exhibitions section. So if you're out west, you're in the Calgary area, even in the environs of there, such as Vancouver, it's a closer trip into Toronto, as we had with our previous exhibition. So check that out, Alberta in Watercolor. It's coming up in a few weeks. And yeah, again, we'll have this video up on our YouTube channel for you to review and to follow along the demo. And we've got 2 more episodes coming up with Ina Nagaytseva. And we'll have more episodes in the future with other various prolific artists from our organization to teach various skills to help you improve your watercolor painting. So any other questions before we sign off?
Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, just I had some technical difficulties at the beginning. Can you repeat the colors of blue that you used? You used 2 main colors?
Yes, for sure. I used cerulean blue from Daniel Smith, indention blue from Daniel Smith. Here is both of them.
Okay.
And cadmium red medium, neutral tint, and titanium white.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. But if you don't have, for example, cerulean, you can use ultramarine, because I use cerulean for showing the granulation in the sky and on the mountains. I really like how it looks right now. I will try to show you closer.
Okay.
I hope it's visible. but I really like it. And you can use any blue color. Just try to make it not too dark. Add more water for having granulation and more light. And also, I would like to ask you to, when you will paint this, please don't forget to tag me. It doesn't matter, you will post it on Facebook or Instagram. I want to see your results, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much, Ina. Much
Yes, thank you, Ina.
appreciated.
Thanks a
Great.
lot for attending. I was happy to do it, really.
And any more questions?
I just would like to congratulations and say thank you, Ian, Luan, Chris, for the website, and especially for you, Ina. You are doing a very good job in Alberta, and thank you very much for sharing a little bit with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. May
Thank you.
I ask, Ina, is there anything happening on Sunday the 6th for the Alberta and watercolors?
Alberta 6. Alberta 6 should be ESME workshop in my studio, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because on the place where will be the exhibition, it will close on Sunday. It will open only Friday and Saturday. So on these days we have the demonstrations from me, Ian, Cynthia, and Elena Markelova. And we will also have some workshops in my studio. Where am I right now?
Okay.
So Ian will have, Esme will have it Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember exactly. Maybe Sunday, yes. And Elena should have it Sunday too. I don't remember. I have too much information in my head.
I
Sorry.
know you're working so hard, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ina.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and actually, you all know that I did a workshop for Eldest Korea previous week, and I would like to inform you that I will do more. He will come next year again, and also I will organize I will organize Michael Solovyov in January. And if you would like to have some famous name in Canada, you can text me. I will try to organize it in Calgary, of course, not in Toronto, but in Canada.
Okay, thank you, Ina. Any more questions before we sign off?
No, thank you, Ian. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks everybody. Also,
Thank you.
the magazine, our fall magazine, is now online. Check out iwscanada.ca. So yeah, and tune in next week when we have the next 2 editions of Ina's workshops, and more of these to come in the future. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Ina.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a
Good
good
night.
night, everyone.
Thank you.